Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to part 2 of making a journal and journal cover out of a thrifted quilt. So I'm just going to jump right in. This part is going to be about assembling my pages. It's sort of going to be about just going through what I want in my journal and assembling the book pages and things like that. I sort of had some idea of what I want, so I did gather up some things, but we'll just go through the pages together and pull some things out. So I have decorated the covers on these since the other day. Well, actually I did this today. This one here is mine. As you remember in the first part, I had these ties and I've kept it kind of plain. I threw some eyelets in here, so I don't know if you can see. There's some eyelets there, and I've just got some hat elastic, sorry, and I just want this to be one signature, so I just want to make one booklet for it. And I just did some decoration up here with a little bit of knitting and this lovely rose here, so that just ties on to the elastic there. And I just popped a book in here just to sort of, because you know when you've put elastic in, it goes sort of all scrunchy until you've got something in there. So this is just a book from Daiso that's in there at the moment. So that's my one, and I'm going to be making a little booklet for that. And then for this one that we made on camera, I did this a little bit different. I tore a piece of I think it was a sheet, to be honest. I tore it, and then it was a really uneven sort of tear, and I took it to my sewing machine and sort of folded it and bunched it up and sewed all over the place there. And there's just some decoration again with these lovely flowers here, which I got from a sort of a cheap store here. It's by the brand Little Birdie, and they're only a few dollars and you get about 5 or 6 flowers in them, and they're really lovely to use actually. So that's this cover decorated. I'm not sure if I'm going to put eyelets in this one or if I'm going to sew in a signature or not. I'll need you guys' opinion on that. So yeah, if you can comment down below whether I should pop some eyelets in and make a little booklet like I'm going to do with this one, or if I should sew in a signature. That would be great. Alright, so yeah, I'll pop these two aside, and we'll get started with looking at our papers and things like that. Now, for these two journals, because they've got such a lot of pattern going on the outside, I do want to keep a lot of the pages on the inside quite plain. Of course there'll be some scrapbooking paper and things like that, some book pages and things, but I don't actually really want to go through my books and grab I don't want to have a whole heap of colour. I don't know if that makes any sense inside these books. I want them to be quite a neutral tone. So I did grab a scrapbooking pad last night actually. I didn't know I was going to use it until I brought it home, and then I'm like, that'll go quite well with my journal. So I quickly tea stained some papers. So this is actually from Kaisercraft, this pad, and I apologise if you guys can hear any banging and stuff. There are builders again next door today, but they're not too noisy so far. So this is the paper pad that I'm going to be using, just a few pages. I'm not going to go crazy with scrapbooking paper, but it's called Rosabella, and it's just beautiful. I don't have this one, so if you guys saw, I did a little flip through on my stories on Instagram, but it's really, really beautiful papers. So I've got that one aside. So yeah, I think I chose 8, so I will split them up and I'll have 4 in each journal. But what I'll probably do, of course, yeah, see it's tea stained here, I'm going to fold them in half, but I'm going to cut these in half, so you've got, actually yeah, probably about 8 in each journal, but they'll be smaller pieces. So I chose this one, this lovely green one. I wanted a bit of a mixture of colours that were a bit muted, and they're a bit scrunchy because I folded them up and I chucked a peg on them to dry outside overnight. I did iron them, but they're still a little bit, you know, crinkly and stuff, but that's fine. I think that's nice. There's this one here. We've got this black one. and this one, and of course this one is like the first one when you open up the pad, and it's just stunning. And then this one's a beautiful script, because really the intention for the journal that I've got is I want to put a lot of photos in the journal that I have, because we've recently discovered a lot of our old family photos, and I went down and I got some prints done last night, prints of prints, and I want to put them in there, and I think that they'll go quite nicely. So I'll just show this photo of, actually it's my great-grandmother's sister. So yeah, you know, they just go beautifully, I think, with this paper. And yeah, I want to put a lot of photos of my relatives in. I do love going back in sort of history of my family, and especially with my grandmother and things like that. I did lose her last year. She did pass away, so it was just devastating to me. She was my best friend, so I really do want to fill this journal up with a lot of photos of her. So that's the scrapbook and the papers that I'm going to use. And I did do some tea dyeing. I did a lot of tea dyeing. If you guys saw my Instagram stories, I did a lot. I've still got half of them outside, but these ones are all dried and ironed, and I did weigh them under some books, so there's quite a few pages there that we can use. So there's that. And then, so I've got a few things that I want to go through. I've got some green grid paper here. I might put a couple of sheets of this in. I've got a few pieces of handmade paper, my handmade paper that I want to put in. This is very natural coloured, there's no dye on it, so I do like that. There is this grid paper. But yeah, I don't want to go through the whole stack with you. We'll just we'll pull things out as we go along. Actually, I do have a couple of these books that I brought from an op shop, and I haven't even opened them up, so let's see if there's any papers in here. I think they were like 50 cents or something, and I did notice that I think it was a pretty good paper. It's acid free, handmade. Okay, so this is like a grid paper. I probably won't use that one, but let's have a look at this one and see if we can use this one. Oh, it's exactly the same. So, you know, I might not use that because I do have enough grid paper. I'll pop that one aside. What else do we have? So anyway, yeah, let's go and pull. I do have a lot of these foreign books that I want to use in this journal. So this is a French book. Well, this one's a poetry book. But look at that. That is so gorgeous, you guys. I'm just going to have to yank this out, I think, because look, isn't it beautiful? I really want to pop that in, so I'm just going to yank this lovely piece out, and probably this one too. You know, torn. I don't care about that sort of being ripped out. I think I'd mentioned in another video, I do really love to use these older papers that they have in the fronts of books here, because look how aged they are. So we'll grab that one too. We've got this French book here. So there's that one, and I do have this beautiful German book here, and there's a bit of a story behind this. I was in the Netherlands, I was in Amsterdam, and they had a book sale on one day, but apparently with all the books that they didn't sell, they threw into these big, they're like those really big garbage bins that are outside with the big lids, and if you go the day after, people are just climbing through these bins. So I went there with a friend of mine, and we climbed in, and I did grab this book to bring home. It is a German book, but the font is just really, really gorgeous in it, so I'm definitely going to be using some of this. And look, once again, look at the colour of this. So pull that out for some plain paper. And thank you to everyone who did a rain dance for me, because we did get some rain the other day. It wasn't a huge amount, but it was still okay. And apparently it really helped the firefighters, so And I have this book here that I got from an, did I get it from an op shop or an antique shop in Netherlands as well? And so somebody's just written on it, so that's just beautiful handwriting, beautiful old grid there. It's all falling apart, so I don't feel bad using that at all, so we'll pull some of that out. The same with this one. This is an old book, but it's in Dutch. I think it's very old. I'm not sure exactly how old this one is. 1899, so yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pull that one apart, you guys. We'll leave it. A couple other books we've got here. I've got algebra and practical geometry and graphics. I love these old books. They've got great diagrams and things like that in it. They're great fun to use, and I know that some of these I will probably use them a little bit differently in this journal. I'll probably use them on top of the tea dyed paper and things like that, not as actual individual pages. I'll get to that anyway. But so there are those two. I know I'm going to pull them out shortly. We have this one here, which is plant names. Once again, that's a fun book. And back to the plain sort of pages that we've got, there's another sort of geometry book. Yeah, we'll pull a few of these out, because these journals are not going to be huge. I'm not going to make a lot of signatures in them. I'm probably just going to do one in each. This here is just some ruled paper that I picked up, I think, from my Seconds op shop. But it had quite nice patina to it, so that's always great when you can pick up these kinds of things that you don't have to go ahead and tea dye. It's just naturally aged, so I do want quite a few of these. And I will be doing quite a bit of sewing in this journal as well, so, and stapling. I must show you guys what I grabbed. Just grabbed a few of those. Quite some time ago, maybe about a month ago. It was the same, it was at my Seconds op shop, but I did notice they had these beautiful copper staples, these vintage ones at the front of the counter, so I've popped some of those into my very cheap modern stapler here, and we'll use that throughout the journal. And I did grab some of these older paper clips that were there, so there's a smaller size and a larger size. If I can get it open, might be stuck down again. Paper clips and stuff like that are always fun to use. Oh, and a couple of other things I did want to show you guys too is, let me grab it. I did find this tape here, which it was called craft masking tape, I believe. So I thought that's going to be so much fun to pop in the journal, and you can stamp on that. So actually, let's give it a go, you guys. Sorry, I know I'm getting off track here, but let me see if I can grab my stamps. I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I just grabbed my ink, grabbed my favourite little stamps here. We'll just give this a go, because I thought this would be really fun to add as decoration in your journals. This is not going to be stamped perfectly, but I'm not going for perfection once again. So, oh no, I hope that's not going to rip there. Hang on, let me just see. Guys, it's quite strong. So if you can see there, I've just stamped on it. So you can now just take that and sort of rip it. And do we have a tester piece anywhere of something? Let me see. I'll just use this piece of tea dyed paper here. But it's just fun decoration to then go and add onto your page like so. So yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll add that in. And I did also get some masking tape to do the same sort of thing and to attach things into my journal with. So there's that. And where were we, guys? We've got some more books here. These are sort of exercise books. Again, these are kind of fun. We might grab a few of these out. Let me just pop this back on here. Things are creeping in, guys. Let me just push them back. Yeah, I don't really have a set amount of pages that I'm going to be using. Typically what I do is I gather up everything I want, like I'm doing now, and I'll sort of try and put some semblance of a signature together, and if I think it's too big, I'll just take things out or add things in as necessary. I've got a couple other books here that I grabbed from an op shop for $1, but it's really great paper. And it's an awesome colour. So there's that one, and I really like this colour, so I'm definitely going to be adding in some of this. So once again, it's going to be keeping in sort of a neutral theme on the inside. So I'm going to take a couple of these ones. It's got some sort of a embossed writing on the side there. So yeah, very interesting book. And I'm trying to think if we'll do this one. It's quite dark, I'm not sure, so I might leave that for now. It's craft paper here, so I'm going to tear some of that out. So it's quite tough, this craft paper, and I love to leave the sort of spiral pieces there. Okay, so there's that one. I've got here some lined quality writing paper. So this is really fun to add into. It's not white, but it's a bit, I don't know, creamish sort of. Grab a few of those. I've got to sort of remember that I'm doing 2 journals, so I've got to double whatever I want in here. And yeah, once again, let me just reach over. I've got a lot of foreign books. I love foreign text, so there's this Russian reader. I'm definitely going to be adding in some of this awesome paper. Let me see if I can keep this together. Because maybe it can get sewn in like that if we keep it together. It's just beautiful font. I'll just put a few more there. This one is Teacher's Notes on Nature Study, Plants and Animals. So this is quite fun. This is probably about the most that I'm going to add in regards to sort of colour and pictures, I think. Baby frogs, a duck, use of the cow. What else do we have? Leaves, nature. It's quite fun. Buds. I might add some of this in, I think. Oh, it's really pretty. Just going to roughly tear that into this one. Flower. So I think that'll do for that one. Then we've got this one here, Ready Reckoner. I'm not sure what it is. It's just a metric system of weights and measures. This is great fun to add into journals. I'm not sure, where did I get? I did get this from an op shop. So yeah, there's lots of fun pages to use here. Just tear some of those out. And this one is shorthand. And I'm not sure where I got this, but once again I'm going to use this awesome aged piece of paper here, and I'll just check the back. And I love when people have written on it too, so it's definitely very, very aged. But you've got lots of awesome shorthand here. Alright, and then some dictionary pages. I grabbed this one because, yeah, they're quite patinaed and they're little. I like these little dictionary pages, so definitely going to grab some of these. And then we'll see if we can start sort of assembling something together. And I did bring a bunch of stuff over to sort of embellish some of it, but yeah, like I said, I'm not actually going to embellish a whole heap in this book. I'm going to keep things quite plain. It's personally how I like to do my own journals, is decorate more later than before. I'm going to grab some of these actually, you guys, really roughly, because look how brown the edges are on it. Yeah, and they're going to be wonky, that's fine. And then this has some awesome map pages, which I thought I might use as well. Okay, now let me just make some room, guys, because I do have stuff everywhere. And then we can sort of start to work on some things. And I grabbed this. I thought this is really cool. I'm going to put this in somewhere. It's the Complete Works of Jane Austen, and it came off a book, obviously, with Jane Austen, but it was falling apart, so I didn't want to get rid of that spine because it's so beautiful. Sorry guys, let me just throw some things down. Okay, so I'm just going to sort my pile of papers out here. Push some of my stamps and stuff. Grab these ones. Into sizes, because it's always fun to have a mixture of sizes. It's fun to have them sort of tiered out through your signatures and things like that. I'm going to grab my tea-dyed paper, because I'm going to have quite a lot of tea-dyed paper, I think, in this journal. And I do want to decide as well what cover I sort of want for the front. So just pop these where I can sort of see them. Those are the small ones. I'll just keep those over there. Yeah, lots of neutrals. Okay. So I do like to put like my favourite piece of scrapbooking paper as the front. So, I mean, obviously this one here is my favourite, but I do often grab the journals back, and I sort of open it up and have a look and see how it's going to look. So I'm just going to fold this one here over. It's going to be really roughly put together, I think, you guys, because like I said, if I put too much time into my own journal, I sort of feel exhausted by the end of it, and I don't put a lot of effort into the inside. So we've got that. It's just beautiful, but I'm not sure if I want to put it on the front though. I think Auntie Reen would look quite nice on the front there. Maybe. We'll pop her back. We've got this. I don't think I'm going to put a dark one. I think it needs to be a lighter colour on the inside. Not pink, not green. This one's quite nice. Sorry guys, you know me, I'm really indecisive. I actually quite like this one. That's really pretty. Oh, sorry guys, I hope you can see. Yeah, I don't know. One or the other. We'll just pick one and go with it, I think. So the good thing about an A5 size is a lot of the papers you can just fold over, you don't have to trim them up really. Quite liking that one too. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to go with this. Sorry guys, you know, so indecisive. Put Auntie Rain back. Okay. And I think this one here, because it is going to go sort of, I'm going to chop this in half, so that is going to be a smaller piece, and then behind it I'm going to put some tea stained paper. So I might grab my cutter, you guys, so I can just sort of cut this in half. You've got the top strip here which you can cut off. I think personally I'm just going to leave it. It's fine, I'll pop it in my own journal. Let me just find my paper cutter, guys, one sec. Alright guys, so I'm just going to cut this. Now, measurement wise, if you want it perfectly in half you can. I know it's approximately about 32 inches, I think, high. But it doesn't bother me. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it at about 16. Like I said, I like my pages to be a little bit sizes anyway. So that'll be those two there. And I'm going to grab some tea stained paper. It goes sort of like that, so then you've got that tea stain piece sitting behind. Or you know, you can pop it down the bottom here. Might look nice. Fold that down and do some sewing later. So we've got that one there. I'm going to throw in another tea stained piece of paper behind it. It's quite wide on the back actually. I mustn't have tea stained this one very well. Yeah, I'm going to do exactly the same, I think, to the second journal, so it doesn't matter if it looks the same, I don't think. So a couple of pages of tea stain paper there. Do the same with this one. Just roughly. This one at the top here. Hopefully it's not going to be too boring watching me fold papers. Try and think of some things to chat to you guys about. Yeah, nothing too exciting, I'm afraid. I try to get these videos done before my kids come home from school because my eldest son, he likes to make music after school, so it's pretty limited the times that I can make videos. But maybe if we're lucky, I can get part 1, part 2 and part 3 done today. Because I would like to carry on and decorate a little bit after this. So a couple pieces of tea stain paper. I definitely want some of this really cool lined paper in there, but you know, if you fold it this way, you sort of got it that way, so you can't really write. Let me just think for a minute. Maybe we'll grab this one maybe because it's already put in, and I will have to trim this one down, but it's alright. We'll hold it into place here anyway. And the same with this one. And what else do we have? We've got some grid paper. I've got stuff everywhere. I've got some more scrapbooking paper. I do want to use more sort of scrapbooking paper and stuff. This is really smooth, you guys. It's just beautiful paper. Pop this one in here. And sort of afterwards I will go through it all and then decide if I want to move some things around. This is sort of just a rough sort of a signature at the moment. We've got some of this awesome paper here. Oh, we've also got the handmade paper, which I do want to add in a few sheets of handmade paper. So this one's already folded here quite nicely. I'm going to pop that maybe. Just pop it in there for now, and then we'll fold another piece here. I might make the second signature a bit bigger than the one I'm going to do for mine, because I did make that book cover quite a bit bigger. Okay, so then we've got this beautiful paper here. It's actually really big, so something like this would be nice if you folded it up into a pocket, which I might do, guys. I might do that. I don't actually want a lot of pockets in this because I tend to add pockets later, but one might be nice, or it could go in the middle of your signature. Yeah, I'm just absolutely going to not measure, because this is not what I do. That will do, I think. And then we'll fold that over here. And then, depending if you want to, yeah, we'll trim it off, so it's going to stick out quite far for now, but that's okay. We will stick that one in there. And I'll grab the other one and I'll do the same thing. Just roughly guesstimate where I want it. So just, that's a little bit bigger, but it's fine. Pop that one there, and what else? Let me just have a look and see. Yeah, I think definitely need a little bit of colour here, so I'm going to add in some scrapbooking paper. So I love this one here, it's really beautiful. It's quite antique-y looking as well, especially when you tea dye these scrapbooking papers, they're quite nice. What I might do here is I don't want to cut them sort of even on this one, I might do one a little bit bigger and one smaller. So do for that. And I'll put this one in the second journal, I think. It's a nice bit of colour. I'm definitely going to go through and sort of attach like these smaller pages. I'm going to go through and attach them in to different places, I think. So that one can go at the top there. And what do we have now? What have we got left? We've got some craft paper and some lined paper. Oh, yeah. I definitely want to add quite a bit of this lined paper in. It's really good for writing, this one, but it's not so great for holding photos because of the weight. So, oops, little ant on my desk there. I might add that one there in the front, and it will have to be trimmed down, but that's okay. It's going to look pretty messy here for a while. So it'll go there, and then what do we have in the middle? We've got some scrapbooking paper, so perhaps some tea stain paper again, or some craft paper. I might do some tea stain paper again, because like I said, I do want quite a bit, so I might actually grab a bunch to pop in the middle, because I will be putting things over them as well, so they're not going to stay completely plain, but the pages that I do want to stay plain, I've got that opportunity to leave them plain, but that's where, yeah, a lot of these other pages are sort of going to come in, the little dictionary pages and things like that, so they're not all of them are going to stay plain, but I do want to add quite a few, so we'll add 5 in a row. I think, was that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll add 5 in a row to the middle. Should have moved my got some glass sort of platters at the end of my desk there, and they keep making a noise. So there's a lot of our tea stain papers that I'm just going to throw in the middle there. Look at it at the moment, it's looking quite funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab some more, we'll do the same for this other one. And just throw those in there. And then we've still got some craft paper and some of this sort of writing paper here, so it's quite fun as well. I think, I'll just add it this way, I think. It's a perfect A5 size. Like so. And this one here, do this way. So we have some different sizes. Well, you don't even have to have them perfectly like aligned here. You could push this one back a bit and then have a larger piece on the back side there. Go in there. And there, so we'll pop those in the middle. It's so messy. Oh dear, but hopefully once we go to trim it all. Well, some of these pages, you know, you don't have to cut them. You can just fold them, tuck them in to to the side. So there's that. And what else? We have more scrapbooking paper, but I might sort of use the scrapbooking paper as more decoration to brighten up some of the other pages. So I might sort of leave them. Let me just have a quick look at how this is sort of feeling if we were to put it in here. I always do a test because I want them to be not too bulky, 'cause, you know, you need the chance to sort of expand your journal with your own stuff, but enough to sort of give it, yeah. See this one here, I'm going to add more, you guys, but I think that for my journal something like that will be fine, because it's just going to be a little booklet anyway that I slide in and out. But it will probably still bulk up quite a bit more when I'm adding in the smaller pages as well. So yeah, what I might do with this one is I'm going to add in some paper into this one here, and what else have we got that we might want to add? Yeah, maybe I'll just leave it and then I'll add in the smaller pages and it will bulk it up quite a bit more, I think. Yeah, because I don't want it to be too big anyway. Alright, I'm just going to leave that. Maybe, you know what? Sorry guys, I'm so indecisive. I'm just going to grab a few more for this one. A few more pieces of tea stained paper and pop them straight in the middle. Yep, that will do. Alright you guys, so I'll do the same here again. I'm not too sure. I'm going to go off now and I'm just going to have a quick squiz at both of these and see if I'm happy with everything, and then if I am, I'll come back and I'll trim everything up on camera with you guys. Alrighty guys, so I just went and checked everything. I think it's fine. I mean, you know, I can add things in later if I want. If I want to tip things in, that's fine. The only thing I did add was a paper bag, which I grabbed these from the supermarket, Coles or Woolworths I think, and I just thought they were a really nice colour. They were this sort of yellow colour, and I just fold it in half and pop that in the middle of the signature. So that's the only difference that I've done, and then I went and just sort of marked where I want this to sit. It's not going to be perfect. I don't really measure things. I just sort of mark it and cut. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut it. And I did steal my hubby's a knife here, so we'll use that, and a metal ruler. I've got a little clip here just to hold the pages together. So I'll take that out and pop it aside. And I think after this what I might do is I'll carry on, but I know everyone's going to be back home then, so it's going to be a bit noisy. So the next part of this series might just be, I'm just sort of decorating the inside pages a little bit, nothing too much, and I'll pop some music on so that I don't have to worry about the noise in the house, and I can just sort of carry on and get this journal completed. So hopefully you guys don't see my head here. Just going to roughly cut this around about there. It's not too much to cut off because a lot of the pages were smaller. I kind of do that on purpose sometimes too, because I don't like to have a whole heap to cut down. But this one will have more on it. It's going to be a bit more wonky. Try and do it as straight as possible. maybe about there. Let me just have a look, guys, sorry. I just decided to start working again next door, so they've got a nail gun going. And I'm hoping you guys don't hear it too much. Alright. Yeah, see, look, I don't measure. I'm just gotta approximately put it here. And if it's a little bit wonky, it's a little bit wonky. This is such a sharp knife. Gotta be careful it doesn't sort of tear that paper down. I'll just go gently. Do it a few times, and that's that done. So that's all trimmed up. You can even use a lot of these other pieces to decorate, which I might do. Might hold on to them. So that's trimmed down, but like I said, I will be adding more into this. I've actually brought over a whole bunch of old stuff that I've just hoarded, and I think it's about time I use some of it. These are old checks that I did pull the cover off that, so there is this really cool cover here. Oh no, it's the same one, it's a cover. Got lots of little bits and pieces, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to be like stapling these things to the pages, or I'm going to be using my craft paper masking tape, or my other coloured masking tape, or paper clips, or sewing. So that's going to be in the next part, but so far we've got this, and I know it was a bit of a hodgepodge of a video, so I do apologise for that. I'm a bit all over the place today. I'm actually not feeling too great, so it's probably coming through a bit in the video. So just a mixture of pages here, and like I said, I like to fold these up, and what I'm going to do later on is I'm going to use my sewing machine, just sew over them and do things like that. Little details like that I think are nice, and I like the fact that these pages here are sort of wonky, and if I wanted to, you know, you can add another little piece there, just make it a bit more interesting. Yeah, which is what I will do in the next part. So yeah, not too much colour in this one, a little bit of scrapbooking paper, but still there's a lot of interesting pieces, I think, and especially for me anyway, when I'm going to be going along and where are you, Auntie Reen? There she is, popping in a lot of my beautiful old family photos into it. It's, you know, I can decorate this up later because I don't exactly know how I will want to decorate it. You know, I might want to pop some scrapbooking paper here, and yeah, so sorry guys, you can hear that. It's a tea stain paper. That is what this is looking like now. Actually, look what I've done here. You see, this is what happens when you're not accurate and you're not measuring things perfectly, but it's fine. You know, you don't have to have the exact size of tea stain paper. So there's that, and then there's the paper bag in the middle. I'm not sure if I might slice this open so that you've got another pocket there, but there's a pocket there, and I'll put some envelopes. I'm going to tip in some envelopes, and I've got some sort of older pieces and stuff like that I'm going to pop in. So that's essentially the main sort of pages popped together in this journal here, which I think is going to look really pretty. And I'm definitely going to be adding maybe some bits of my netting that I've got here. I'm going to be adding out the sides and stuff of this as well. So I'll pop this one aside for the next stage, and I'm just going to quickly cut my one down too. So just very roughly, this doesn't matter because this is for me. This is just a little notebook that's going to slip in. But yeah, do let me know, you guys, if you think I should sew in the second journal, or if I should make eyelets like I've done on mine and make it a little notebook. So I'm a bit undecided about that myself. First I thought I was going to sew it in, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like when you have the ability to be able to reuse covers, so you can just put little booklets in and out. So let me know what you guys think about that one. So I'm just going to line this up to the paper here. And this one is smaller than the other one, but not by much actually. But it will be getting quite bulky with my family photos and things in it. And the other bits of paper, we've got lots of these little bits of paper that we can add in. Just pop that to the side. And I had to take the booklet out of mine, so it's gone all scrunched up now. But it's okay, it'll unscrunch itself. And actually I ran out of elastic, so it's tighter than probably what it should be. That's okay. You can fix that up later. So we'll go in like this. We can sort of carefully slide it. I'm not too sure if I will actually even sew this together at the spine. I might not, you guys, because then I've got the ability to take pages out and sew on them and things like that if I want to. I might leave it with some loose pages. So this will be the base sort of pages of my journal. Here, my poor little flower's gotten all bunched up there, but it's fine. So we'll pop that one aside to decorate it, but I hope you enjoyed this part, you guys. I know it was a bit all over the place, but like I said, I'm not actually feeling too great today, so yeah, I will go off now and have a cup of tea, and then I might come back and do a little bit of decorating on here. But I hope you guys are all having a really lovely day, and I hope this is giving you guys some inspiration to perhaps look around. And even if you are in thrift shops and you do find quilts that do have marks on them, and this is stuff that you normally wouldn't purchase because it does have a mark on it, maybe that now sort of you can look at them and think about how you can reuse something like that. And you know, just fabrics and things like that you can find, or different materials at the op shop, like beautiful nettings and things like that. There's so much stuff that we can reuse, you know. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will chat to you briefly in the next part. Bye guys!